we go. Welcome you all to our online talk. You know that this is promoted by First Class, and I'm your host today. And we're going to talk about learning tips and have a lot of fun. Before we get started, I'm just going to talk about like how it works for those who are coming for the first time. Yeah. And also how long it takes and how it works, okay? Right, so our aim here is that you can have the chance to listen to English, and if you feel like talking, you also have the chance, right? And you're going to be able to listen like your friends, native speakers maybe, yeah, learners, teachers, travelers. And whenever you want to talk, you just like start speaking. You don't have to ask for the permission, right? And in case you don't know how to do that, just say something like Arthur, Trisha, Mari, right? And you start speaking. In some moments, I'm going to give you a 2-second break and then maybe lift my eyebrow. And that means like, would you like to say anything? But I'm not gonna ask you the question. I'm just gonna, if you don't say anything, there's silence, then I proceed. Go on, okay? Deal? All right. And I promise today that I'm not going to force anybody, yeah? So you're supposed to feel comfortable. So if you want to say something, you just go for it. The hosts are going to be introduced, and after that, we are going to encourage you guys to also introduce yourselves, and then we start the talk itself, in which you ask questions and we talk about it, and that's it. Good? Let's go. Oh, usually on Fridays at this time, yeah. And we would love to hear from you what you would like to talk next time. Okay? All right, so Mari, yeah, Marielle. I usually call you just Maria, Mari and Patricia. So we are gonna do it like this. Instead of, we are going to introduce each other. So okay. Mari is going to introduce me, and then you guys can ask questions if you like, okay? And then I do the opposite, the same, like vice versa, right? Okay, so Mari, would you like to start?
Sure. So, Patricia Portela. Oh my God, what a responsibility!
Oh, and tell them how you met me.
That's a huge responsibility to introduce you. But yeah, I've known Patti for a very long time. I'm not gonna say how long because that's gonna say how old I am, and I don't want to.
Yeah, she's concerned about it. I'm not.
So I've been learning English since I was 9 years old, and that's when around there where I met Patti a very long time, and she was seriously a star for me, and I always wanted, to have that English that she always presented, and she's an amazing teacher, that's for sure. And then after a long time, I decided to go back to study English, and I asked her to be my teacher. And so we started with some private lessons, and then
It's true.
I don't know if you remember that, but we did. And then
and those private lessons were at the studio. Yeah, when
actually, I don't know
the very beginning.
I don't know if you remember, but before that, you started at my house, and then I went to the TOEFL class with everybody else at the studio, right when you were starting, and then after that, she poked me into moving forward to move to United States, and that's where I am now. And oh yeah, there's one more part. We studied together as well in college. There's that part too. So yeah, I've known Patti for most of my life, and I always, appreciated her and love being around her and her English. Sorry.
You better stop, otherwise she will start telling you guys stories. But I have one. I remember Mari when she was, short little girl. I used to ride a motorcycle at that time, remember?
Yes.
Okay. And I went to college, and the first time I quit. And after some years, I went back, and then Mari was there. And so we graduated the same year and the same class. And I usually provoke people asking them questions. And Mari was one of those. Yeah, one day she came to me like, I have a dream. Yeah, what's your dream? I would like to live in the United States. I would like to go and spend some time because I said, okay, is there any way how you can do it? Is there maybe a program, maybe interchange program? And then the following week, she would tell me what she thought of doing. And then I would ask her, and how much would that cost? Then she would next week bring me how much. And then how much can you save and how long would it take? And then, you know, Mari is married to an American guy. Does your family still think he's my cousin?
Well, at the end of the year when we were there, when you went to visit me, they
The end of
asked,
last year, guys. Can you believe she did that?
yeah, they asked me like, hey, are they really related? And I'm like, no. And they're like, so why did you say they were? I'm like, let's not even go down there. It's okay. You guys believed it. That's all that matters.
And she told me how she met him just last year.
Yeah.
That's Mari. She's naughty.
Sorry.
Okay. Well, guys, would you like to please say your name, where you are, where you're from, and like your relation to English? Have you been studying? How long? How you learned English? 2 seconds. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I can
All
go
right.
first. Sorry.
Also, please.
I'm Arthur. I work at First Class. I'm a teacher, instructor in First Class, and I I don't know. I lived with English for all my life, I think, since I was a kid. And yeah, I don't remember like one moment that I started. It's always, but yeah. So and pretty much 25 years.
Nice. You know, the first contact I had with English was when I was a little child. My family lived in America in the 80s, you know, like 1982, 1983. That was the first contact. And my father always kept like speaking some English at home. And I did a lot of self-study because you know, like when I was 14, 15, the schools, like you wouldn't speak, talk, just like study grammar and read. And I really learned like English. I was fluent, but I learned much more English when I started teaching. I was almost about to be 17 by that time. I'm still learning, even methodology. Okay. I'm going to ask you for a favor. If you don't want to speak, no problem, but just type where you are. Good? Okay? So write your name, we know, but then just let us know where you are. Good? Okay, so let's get started. We are talking about like tips and how to learn, yeah? And I would like to ask Mari about how you learned English. How did you feel that it's the way you can learn?
Well, I think English is it's a really nice language, and every person learned differently. And for me, it was a lot of self-studying as well, and a lot of actually sitting down and taking an hour a day to do homeworks and extra activities and listen to a lot of music. And that's how I learn on the interactive way and by myself.
Yeah, this self-study, I remember the time that I didn't have anybody to, like, there was no internet, yeah. So I would like, have you ever like talked to yourself? I usually speak
All the
alone,
time.
yeah, but I would do it in front of the mirror. Yeah, because like we have the tendency when we are learning a language that like, oh, you're trying to remember, yeah. So I would do it in front of the mirror. Have you ever done that?
I did. Oh my God, so many times. I think I still do that once in a while here.
Oh, okay.
All the time. Yeah, me too.
Yeah, I'm digital, so I talk to myself. And I also remember recording my voice.
Mm-hmm.
So chatting and talking about like common topics would be easy. And I don't know why I decided I would like to, like that time, yeah. I would like to be able to talk about different topics. So I would read an article and then I would try to remember about the article, and then I would try to record my voice and I would repeat it till I thought it was okay. Yeah. And at the beginning, the recorder was not small. It was like those big stuff with cassette here. Life is much easier today, guys. We
It
would pay
is.
like a lot of money for a magazine. Speak Up, I think, was the one, but this was later on. I was already back in Ponta Grossa. I lived in Paranaguá for some years. Whoa.
But I remember when I was going, for the classes with you, and I remember you saying that. And after you gave us this tip, oh my God, my phone, it was just audio of myself, speaking English all the time. I'm never going to forget.
And was there anything maybe uncommon, not ordinary, that you would do in order to interact with other people to speak English? How could you? Because I remember some years ago, like maybe 30 years ago, you could be at the supermarket and speak English with somebody and be sure nobody would understand you.
Yeah,
Nowadays, life is
it's
different.
dangerous.
People can at least understand you. Yeah. So, can you remember doing anything?
Yes,
Yeah.
definitely. I remember when I first moved to the United States and I was living in Seattle, and I used to take the bus downtown and sit down in a coffee shop. I hate coffee, but I would sit down in a coffee shop, buy a coffee without even drinking, but sit down there and start trying to, start communication, some sort of communication with somebody sitting out there and all the strangers and just like, hey, how's your day going? Yeah, that was really awkward, but I did a lot.
I remember years ago being in like I remember once in São Paulo, I had a friend with me, and he was like, they look like foreigners. Yeah. I'm going to ask them the time. Hey, but you have a watch. Yeah, but I've just forgotten. So I would pretend that I needed some instructions and bingo. Yeah. In São Paulo, it's pretty easy to, like you come across
Have a foreigner.
foreigners easily.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And um, is there anything that you consider like vital, essential? What is the key to learn a language? We are talking about English, but actually it's about any foreign language, yeah?
Yeah, I believe that it doesn't matter the language you're learning, as long as you are dedicating yourself, you're definitely going to learn, If you put the time and the effort, that's the key to learn, no matter what language. Unfortunately, I cannot say that I put the same time and effort trying to learn Spanish. My Spanish is pretty Portuguese, but anyways, but I put a lot of effort in English, and I appreciate, all the help I had throughout the years to get there. But one thing I think it's really nice is, and then living here now, I see a lot of Brazilians trying to communicate, and I think it's awesome when you try. Not be ashamed of your English. Right or wrong, at least try. That's my philosophy. Just try, because if you don't try, you don't know how you're doing. You don't know how to improve it, or where to improve in your English. So
Make mistakes and make them beautifully.
exactly.
Confidently.
And then even after you make a mistake, you made a mistake. So it's going to be in your head. And then next time you're going to say the same thing, you're going to try to be more cautious before you say. So that helps a lot too.
Yeah, I know that usually when we are talking about that, like how can you learn, how can you improve, usually people expect an answer about like something technical, like, and actually I think it's all emotional, because we're talking about not being afraid of making mistake. Yeah, being aware you're going to make mistakes. Yeah, we do it in Portuguese, and we are Brazilians. Yeah, we so I would say that the emotions, they really play, how we feel really play an important role. And knowing why, setting a purpose, why this is important, why you want that. Yeah, because I remember about Spanish, you mentioned about Spanish. Yeah, when I started working as a teacher at a regular school, elementary school, man, not that I didn't like Spanish, I hate it. and then I was like, man, and then, how are you supposed to talk about human behavior, and also no prejudice, discrimination, and I just didn't like Spanish and everything that comes with the language. And then I made, an effort to change that. And then I decided, okay, what are the things that I really enjoy doing? I really like music, traveling, and gastronomy, food, So I started listening to Shakira, Shakira, Shakira. I planned a trip, and I applied for Spanish classes. And then a friend, when she told me she was joining me, and she told me she could speak Spanish, I just quit the lessons. Well, long story short, yeah, I had a lot of trouble because of not being able to speak Spanish, but I met so many nice people. And after that, so nowadays I can communicate in Spanish, and I don't have that like like disgust. I really feel more comfortable with speaking English, but I'm willing, I changed the way that I feel about it. So deciding why you want and making it meaningful. Yeah, it has to be meaningful. I think it's about everything in our lives. Yeah, if you want to learn something new, if it's not meaningful, why are you going to invest your time? And then there's no secret. It's just like practicing. I wonder what you guys consider the key, or what was really vital for you, what was made a big difference.
For me, it was definitely my willing, and my wish of living abroad. So that's the reason why I put so much effort.
Some of the things that I always thought was, man, I don't know much. And Portuguese, like anything that you read or get in touch, just like Portuguese, it's this that you have in the world. It's okay, but that's too philosophical, yeah? Too philosophical. About learning English, was there anybody that most influenced you?
When I first started when I was 9, definitely my parents, they made me go there. And then I stopped for a period of time. And then when I went back, it was because I was studying letras and I wanted to be an English teacher. And then after that, I met my husband online, and he was a key point for me as well. He helped me to improve my English to where it is right now. That's for sure.
Nice. Yeah, to me, it was always like traveling. I decided once I wanted to go to France, and then I started taking French classes. And then to Italy, I went before being able to really communicate.
Aww.
And for 13 days, I was around in the countryside of Sicily, just like by myself with no internet. Because if I have internet, I don't depend on anybody. Yeah, even like to ask for directions and man, so I know how it feels to be somewhere where you speak the language like you barely speak the language. So anywhere you go, yeah, try to at least be able to communicate. You can enjoy better. And I usually tend to go like not to the main cities, big cities. I prefer, you know, smaller places, towns. And I really do.
Yeah.
Then people don't usually speak English.
True. So Edson, he actually just chatted in there saying, I always loved basketball and watched a lot of NBA. When I was a teenager, that was my motivation to learn English, also video games. That is nice. I like that. That's a really good goal to, you know, a good reason to learn.
I just remember Arnold Schwarzenegger. He learned English because he wanted to study about bodybuilding. Did you know that? Yeah, he's written a book about bodybuilding. It's in English, and then he tells his story. That's why. And yeah, he's an actor. You can hear his
a senator and everything.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, let me say, I think for me, also video games for me too, like a big part of it was video games. But I don't know, I think everything in English sounds cooler, you know, more fancy. And I don't know. And I don't know. I just had fun doing it. So I think fun is a huge thing, like for this. If I'm interested in, yeah, it makes it. You need not much effort, you know. But yeah, I love it. Oh, before I forget, when the time runs out, because this time I think we're gonna get cut off in like 6 minutes. I'll send you a new link after we're finished. So don't worry, in the group there. So yeah.
Okay.
Just in case.
Okay. I saw there is a psychologist in the group who would be able to speak better about this, but I will give it a try. Have you ever heard of memória afetiva? So your memory is directly influenced by your emotions, yeah? So every time you have experiences, of course, we prefer to feel comfortable and to have positive memories, yeah? But that's what traumas come from. They're like negative, but really strong memories. And every time that the feelings, the sensations, they are involved, the memory is activated. So that's why if it's meaningful to you, if you're having fun, then you can learn. And having it in an active way, it's like the key point. Yeah. I was never a good student, actually.
Neither was I.
You know, like school, just like being there listening. I think maybe that's why I feel like not comfortable when I am talking, and I have the sensation that you're just listening and you don't say anything. I wonder like, oh my goodness, I would be sleeping by that time.
I'm never gonna forget when I decided to go for letras. One of my teachers from school, he told me, "Oh, I hope you have 30 Marys in your class." It's like, great, thank you. That's gonna be a fun class, that's for sure.
My goodness. When learning English, what was your like challenge? The biggest challenge for you?
The biggest challenge for me, I think, was the pronunciation and make sure that, you know, when you are in Brazil, you want to speak like an American. When I moved here, I discovered that I do not want to lose my accent. That's what it makes me so special in here, you know, make sure that people know that I'm not from here. And that's the key for me. So I I think I, I put a lot of pressure on myself to speak like an American, and now here I like having the accent. So.
That's true.
Right, Leandro, you're here. You know how it goes, right?
Yeah. Okay. First things first. My name is Leandro. I live in New Jersey now, for like a year and a half. And yeah, that's true. Once I was talking to a customer when I was working, and I was like, yeah, I'm trying to lose my accent and everything. He was like, no, don't lose it. That's cool. And you don't have to be afraid to talk. Make mistakes. When you make a mistake, you will remember that forever, I think, because you feel kind of uncomfortable, but that's good.
It's
When
part
you
of
do
learning.
exactly. So
Mhm.
when you do everything right, it's like you don't leave your you don't really learn nothing new, you know. So make
Mhm.
mistakes. Don't be afraid of making
Yes,
mistakes.
definitely. And if we bring this to life, everything becomes easier. Yeah, because like if yeah, it makes
Exactly.
no sense like trying to be perfect. It's not gonna work, and you just like yeah, the opportunities come and they just go by.
And especially here in United States, when you say something, let's say wrong, they're not gonna be like, "Yo, okay, you stupid, you can't talk English." They're gonna say, "Oh, that's what you trying to say, right?" Yeah, yeah, yeah. Then you learn
Hmm.
how to do.
That's the best part of United States, I think. They are so polite that even if you make mistakes, they're gonna be like, okay, is this what you mean? I
Yeah,
like
they're not
that.
gonna be rude on you.
And
I'm an
if
ex.
somebody, and one thing I put in my head was, I've been through situations where they were rude to me, and I put in my head, I was like, you know what? I'm bilingual. What other language do you speak? Okay, you don't speak any other, so you have no reason why to make fun of me.
Fair enough.
Hmm.
Yeah, I've heard that a lot. Like people saying that, like they admire that we can actually speak two languages instead of just one. You know, I see people saying that all the time. Like the natives, they say, I can't speak anything else, just English, and you can speak two already. Like it's very nice.
Cool. Yeah. They say that culturally speaking, Brazilians, they have this, this is stuff about like, oh, I have to sound as a native to have like good English. Other nationalities, you can clearly feel that they don't have the same position. Yeah, it's like, can you understand me? I can get the message across, so that's enough. So being able to communicate. Yeah, I don't mean that you shouldn't work on your pronunciation. Okay, I don't mean that. It's important to have the standard pronunciation. Yeah, as much as you can, but like, oh, having this standard that if I don't sound like an American person, I'm not good enough. Mm-mm.
Yeah,
By the way, mhm, and
we're
it's
back. We're back.
Yeah, we're
we're
back.
back. Uh-huh.
Uh-huh.
I always have a hard time to find where to activate the microphone.
Zoom don't want to listen to me.
Yeah.
Zoom doesn't want
What
to
were we
listen.
talking about?
Oh my God, I forgot too. Oh, yeah.
Oh, about Brazilians who usually want to sound like a native
Yeah, yeah,
speaker.
yeah.
Oh,
Um,
mhm,
that
please.
that's a big difference between pronunciation and accent. They're whole different stuff. So it, it doesn't matter if you have an accent. If you don't want to lose the accent, don't lose it. Well, of course, yeah, you have to pronunciation. The pronunciation, you have to take a little bit more care on that.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Yes.
and you say about the like you can keep your accent, but also naturally you start getting some accent from the place you are, right? You
Word
can't
up.
help it. I mean, I can see just from your accent, like I mean, it's not like an effort to have an accent, but you just get it, like after some time.
Yeah, because I spent all day listening to my
Uh-huh.
coworkers, friends, and whatever.
Yeah,
So it goes inside your head.
exactly. So yeah, you don't have to worry about that, and yeah, it's fine. Maria is the same, I think, right? I can hear her accent already, and yeah, it's.
Where's Mary, by the
Did she?
I've just sent her the link
Oh,
again. I don't know
sorry.
if
Yeah, she'll be here in a
uh-huh.
bit. Oh, she's logging in.
And
Yeah.
hello, I just have a visitor, the psychologist I
Oh,
told you.
oh, that's where he was going. Okay.
How cool. Let me see. He
Okay.
asked me
My
like,
teacher.
Oh.
uh-huh. Lovely. Very nice. Okay. I think it's okay with Mari. Is Mari back?
Yes, I am. I'm here.
Oh, good.
Thank you.
Great. So we were just talking about like pronunciation and accent.
Correct.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's a lot to do with identity. Yeah.
It does. And here's the other thing too. Since I moved to United States, first thing is my husband is American and his English is not the greatest. Sometimes I correct him, which is funny. And then the second part is, they have their accent. So it depends on where you go in the United States, you're going to hear different accents. So for example, I know Leandro is in New Jersey. Their accent there is so much different from Chicago, where my husband's from, and from where I'm living in Colorado. And there's no way for you to get, one accent and be expert in that accent. I lived in 3 places in the United States already, and I got a little bit of each of those accents. So right now I am a person that I have a mix of accents. So, but it's funny because every time that somebody asks me, oh, where you're from? And I'm always ask them to try to guess, nobody can guess Brazil. It's, yep, everybody say, oh, you're from Europe, right? I'm like, no.
Yeah, it happens the same with me. Yeah. Where are you from? Germany? Are you from Russia? No, sir.
When I'm trying to speak Spanish, they usually, oops. Okay. When I'm trying to speak Spanish, they usually ask me if I'm from France. That good my Spanish is.
Hey, at least it's fancy, right?
Yeah, yeah, and at least French people can really speak Spanish.
Oh yeah, apparently.
But like, my goodness. And even, right. Advanced, fluent. What's the difference? What do you suppose the difference is between these levels? Then we can talk about how to get to each level.
Anybody?
Yeah, fluent. There's a lot of controversy. It's very polemic because like some people, they believe that you are able to speak just if you are advanced. Yeah. And then do you think that native speakers, all of them are advanced level? Well, technically speaking, yeah, because we have the standards and patterns to follow. Fluent, it means that you are able to keep a conversation. It's not like hard to talk to you. The person who is talking to you doesn't need to like really choose the words, because you can understand even by the context. And according to the European framework, like you can be like B1 and B2. Both of them you are considered fluent, but like B1, you can, the conversation flows, you're able to talk about like different topics, but especially the ones that you are familiar with. Yeah, you're going to make mistakes, but the conversation just flows. If you are B2, independent user of the language, you don't make a lot of basic mistakes. It doesn't mean that you don't make mistakes. You do, but not like a lot of mistakes, okay? And you can talk about different topics, not only about what you work with and what you do. I would say that it's something like level B1. You can talk about your life, the city, the country where you live. And the other one, you can talk about not just your job, but other kinds of jobs and what's going on around the world, and express your opinion. You can sell something, you can teach something, you know, in that language. Yeah. So, and if you are a basic user of the language, you can understand, but the moment you have to speak, oh, you know, like it doesn't flow. And so fluency means that you can understand and you can send the message, people can understand you.
Yeah.
Anything else about like being fluent? This is just like
one thing that I remember a lot of people ask me since I moved here was, oh, do you dream in Portuguese or in English? And for a while, I didn't understand this question. And I remember right when I moved here, I was still dreaming in Portuguese. And then after a while, I started, you know, dreaming in English. And I was like, oh my God, my English is getting much better. So it's influencing my dreams as well. So that's when I saw that I was going from just a fluent to an advanced fluent. So
that's really cool. I can hardly remember my dreams, only when I have nightmares.
Me too. I have no idea what language I dream in.
And black and white, or
well, it depends of the day, depends of the mood.
In 4D actually, but
exactly.
I know that I talk in my sleep, but I don't know what language I do that. Just kidding. Nobody can understand. It's my
I actually discovered that I do speak when I sleep as well. And my husband already caught me speaking both languages. And sometimes I mix both of them, and then he understands one word and then the next word he doesn't. So it's just a big mix. So.
We were talking about like the emotions and how you feel about it, and about accepting the fact that you're human and we make mistakes and that's okay. Portuguese, yeah, like if you're Brazilian, yeah, and you can negotiate, you can go shopping, you have a job, you interact with people. Do you have any doubt if you're like fluent? Yeah, we are fluent. And then what about being advanced? Yeah, advanced level. I would say that it's the result of a formal study. So the more you read and you write, you're also going to be able to like talk about it easily. So you have to study about it. And sometimes you're even like advanced in one topic and not like most topics. If you're a lawyer, for example, so different kinds of vocabulary. Yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah. And if you really need to be fluent or advanced, it depends on what you are using English for, I would say.
Definitely. Especially living here, it depends of the kind of job that you're applying for. You definitely need, you know, a different kind of language, that's for sure. And I would never be able to be a lawyer in America. I don't know their language. I can't, you know, I've heard my ex-boss speaking. She was a lawyer and I was like, great. What are you negotiating there?
And the same if we're talking about Portuguese, depending on the position you have, you need to have like better abilities with your communication. Yeah.
Yeah.
You need to be good at, you know,
Tell
like
me
your
about
language. So you have to study.
I used to be a lawyer in Brazil, and they
Mm-hmm.
use some fancy words just to show off, and I hate it.
Yeah.
But
So,
they use some words you never heard before, and you know, it
yeah,
depends on
yeah.
your
So that's a perfect example of the advanced level. So is that relevant? Is that meaningful? If it's not meaningful to you, you're not gonna.
yeah. If you're not gonna
You're-
use it, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Like learn fancy words. I I don't care about fancy words. I just want to communicate.
Uh-huh.
But I can say
Again.
also, like here, for example, with my job here, I definitely need to watch out my language. It depends of who I'm speaking to. So if I'm talking to my boss, you know, he knows me so well, and I can swear I can talk the way I can be straightforward with him. But if I'm talking to the CEO of the company, there's a big difference between that. So I need to be more careful with my English, and then also, you know, use more advanced words and a little more fancy speaking.
Mhm. So it doesn't mean that like hell with that, that's not important. Yeah. But
Yeah,
first of all, is being able to communicate. Yeah.
that's true. If I'm for me, it's the opposite. Because let's say I had to talk to my boss. I can talk whatever I want because he doesn't care. I
Mhm.
can talk. I can curse if I want. He curses a lot. It's a dirty job that we work. But when I'm talking to the customer, I go like, okay, man. So this is our final paperwork. So can you please sign here? So I'm not gonna curse in front of customer. You gotta be able to make this realize where you can talk and talk let's say some fancy words, or when you have to talk um, a little bit more careful. It depends on the day. It depends where you are and who you're speaking to.
Yeah.
So I
Mari.
see here that Tamara was asking, where do we work? Leandro,
Uh-huh.
where do you work?
I work at a water restoration company. It's called Dry Tech. So uh, if it's wet, we dry. It's a kind of it's a really tough job, and I'm now I'm doing some different kind of jobs. I go to the our job is kind of complicated, but long story short, when we go to a house, we leave some equipments for 3 days for drying. So I have to go back 3 days later and make the moisture readings and make sure it's all dry, and get all the paperwork signed. So that's pretty much it. What I do.
And I work for a company called Zayo. It's a telecom company. I'm account manager, so I manage 2 huge accounts inside the United States. And yeah, so we sell fibers to connect internet.
Cool. You
Yeah,
really.
and then Edson said, dealing with customers is not easy. No, definitely not.
No way. Yesterday I had a huge problem, but it's okay.
What
Yeah,
happened?
Um, we
Just if you want to talk about
yeah
it.
yeah. I mean, I'm still kind of sad about it. I'm just kidding.
Oh, sorry.
I'm just kidding. We had
Oh.
the customer wasn't satisfied about our job, so like I told you guys, I'm the last guy that goes to get the equipments out, and she was like, okay, you guys didn't do this right. I didn't like it. I'm not satisfied. and I had to deal with that. And she was like, don't F word with me, because I'm gonna F word with you. And I was like, okay, man, I'm sorry about that. This is not the way that we work. So my apologies. Dealing with customers is not easy at all.
Cool. Well, and then what tips can you mention, can you elicit about how to become fluent? Like if you're learning a language and you can feel that you are basic and you want to become fluent, how can we do it?
So, is it possible to share the picture I sent you today? Oops, sorry.
Oh, sorry, I don't have my computer, but you can share it. Arthur, help. How can we share that?
That's okay if we
if you have
can't.
the
That's
option.
fine.
Yeah, if you send it to me, maybe I can't, but yeah, I don't know.
It's okay. It's okay. So, this is something I did when I was learning English, and I have one student here, and I told her to do the same thing, which is roteiro de estudo. And it's basically like you put the weekdays and then you divide per day what you want to study. So for example, I have the example from her in here. So Monday she put reading, listening, and speaking. And then she said that she's going to read a text or in a book or something on her level, and then listen to an audio. And
So having a plan.
exactly,
Having a routine.
and follow through, not just have the plan just to decorate your wall and never do it. Actually take the time every single day to sit down and do it. That's the only way, to go from one level to the next level.
Yeah, that routine is the key, I would say, for whatever you wanna start doing. Like if you wanna learn how to save money, yeah, play a musical instrument or a sport, definitely practice helps. Arthur, you are studying German, aren't you?
I am, yeah. Sorry.
Alles gut.
Alles gut. Es läuft.
Wie geht es dir?
Yeah, it's good. Now I'm gonna get confused. Oh, damn it.
No. You don't have to speak German. Just tell us about your experience.
No, if I say like a few...
Weitergegangen.
I start saying
Ich weiß es nicht.
German. It starts getting mixed, but it's fine. Sorry, what were you saying? I didn't get the...
Okay, no, like what we are talking about, like all this repetition and observing, if just listening you can learn, or if you have to take notes, helps in the process. Right. I remember when I took some German classes for the first time, and then I watched the video. It was like a 15-minute, it was pretty long. And I could only, well, that was my sensation. I could only understand like a couple of words, like 3 or maybe 5. And like where, who, they said a number, and I was so excited because I thought I would never be able to learn anything in German.
Yeah, no, me too. I don't know. My strategy was really like have a lot of contact with it.
A lot of contact.
Was it music or like watching videos or anything? But really trying to have like live with the language or like having something a bit every day, and but I'm very like, for me it's easier to understand when I'm listening, and I absorb things easier with listening. So I can see that now with German, and so I just listen to a lot of stuff in German, and I end up getting understanding. And like in class, sometimes there is like a question, a grammar question, and I don't know why, but I know like what it's meant to be just because I heard it before, and I'm seeing it works. But yeah, I'd say it's just, I'm trying to have a lot of contact, and I was lucky. I found some music that I like that's in German, so I keep listening to it over and over again, you know.
Mm-hmm.
It's,
You repeat hundreds of times
uh-huh.
and you're not bored.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the point, yeah. And
Mm-hmm.
but
I have
it's
a
been good.
friend, and she's married to a German, and she always say, "Oh, for you to learn German, just sound the Euroman," and it's gonna sound like German. That was
Man,
her
we
tip.
That's
have
true. That's true. Yeah,
we
it's
have
fair.
only
It's
three
fair.
minutes.
Oops, sorry.
Oh my God.
Wow.
I can stay
Yeah.
longer if you guys need. If you guys want to.
Okay. Well, about like
I'm
being
alright.
fluent,
I'm alright.
I think I think is there any other tip you guys would like to have?
I don't know. I don't know if you guys said anything about it, but what do you do about memorizing things? You will mention like writing it down, but is there any other strategy to
I
memorize?
test my memory.
Yeah, yeah. Making mistakes.
Mm-hmm.
That's great. Yeah, that is one of the best.
Yeah, and when you
You won't
are
forget.
when you have and when you have the situation, that's why the interaction helps. Yeah, there is the I would say at the surface memorizing the word, but applying the word, and that's why the interaction is so important, because improvisation is involved, the emotions, yeah, positive or negative, yeah, experiencing, so using
Make
it.
mistakes.
Again, by yourself or with other people.
Both.
Either way.
Exactly.
Even when you're by yourself and you make a mistake, you're gonna caught yourself, and then you're like, okay, I made a mistake. Let me just say it again, try one more time, you know. And when
and
you're with somebody
even
else, the same thing.
and even
That's
if
true.
the moment that you made the mistake, you didn't know, you had no idea it was wrong, but you memorized, then another moment when you are corrected or you find the answer, you know, like, I was wrong, you'll never forget it. Yeah, it helps a
The
lot.
one thing that helped me as well when I moved here, it was avoid other Brazilians. Because my goal was move to United States and practice my English. So if I was involved with a lot of Brazilians, I wouldn't practice my English. I wouldn't get better. So it was just simply like, okay, I have 2 Brazilian friends, that's it. Everything else, it need to be United States. It need to be Americans. It need to be involved into the culture, you know, and get into really deep. So that helped me a lot.
Yeah, that's what I said a couple of weeks ago. A lot of Brazilians go to New Jersey. Oh, okay, I'm going to Newark. I'm gonna speak Portuguese for the rest of my life. Okay, nice.
Exactly. It depends on your goal, right? If you come to United States to make money and you don't care, it's one thing. The other thing was like my goal was actually be fluent and in a different level, you know,
Yeah,
much
if you want to really live the American life or whatever country you are, go to a place that doesn't have Brazilians.
higher. Go where the natives are.
Exactly.
Practice, yeah, if you stop practicing, nothing is gonna happen. Ooh, 9:30. Are there apps that you use to help you learn?
I do actually. I have here, and I really want to tell you guys about those apps. So I have News and Levels. It's the name of one of the apps, and you can actually get
Can you
all the
type
news.
it?
Yes, you can get the news in different levels. So the same news they're gonna have in different levels, and they also gonna have the audio for you to listen to. So this is seriously one of my favorites. News.
That's awesome, especially if you want to, like, you know, that stuff about B1 and B2, come from one level to the other one, reading about things that they are not actually about your job. Yeah, it's about general topic.
I don't know if you guys can see my phone here. Can you guys see?
Using levels.
So, and this is the app. So you have right here, if you click, you have the regional news. and then you can choose, you can see the news, you know, or you can just go back there and then you have level 1, 2, and 3. And then some of those also have some exercise on the bottom too. So I think that's a really good app.
Nice. Any other app? I use the free dictionary a lot. Yeah, and the free dictionary, you have the definition in English, and the first definition is like more advanced, and the second one is it's simple, and you also have like synonyms, so you can have like other words with the same meaning. And the last option, you have a translation, and then you can choose what language you want it. The free dictionary, I usually use it. And if you are already fluent, yeah, you are able to communicate, yeah, and you want to take your English to the next level, it's the moment you will start paying attention to details, yeah. So prepositions, the correct option about like which words go together. You say like make or you say do, and what is that? Collocation. Collocation dictionary can help you a lot. Yeah, you always search for the noun, the name of the thing, and then the dictionary gives you all the possibilities, the combinations of which verbs you can use with that, and you can see examples, and then you can work, you know, like an upper level details, not just making yourself understood, but having the, you know, the proper combination. Collocation dictionary. Any other app?
There is
9:30.
Tandem as well. It's an app that you can connect.
Oh, sorry. Duolingo as well. Nowadays, there Tandem.
Yeah.
Has anybody ever tried Tandem?
That one I haven't, no.
No, it's can you describe it? Who suggested? Leandro?
No, that wasn't me.
No, I can't remember who talked about it. Yeah, I tried, but you know, technology is something that I'm really trying. Oh, Allison, please, could you describe? Your microphone is not working. Okay.
Yeah, but isn't Tandem the one where you can speak to a native and like without like it's not like necessarily a teacher, but it's just like a person that is there and he is interested in learning Portuguese, for example. And then you kind of trade languages,
Okay.
you know, and
Okay.
you help
Is that?
each other.
I think so. I
Uh-huh.
think so. I'm not pretty sure. If
Yeah.
it's the one that I tried once, but I didn't like really go on, it's something like that.
Uh-huh.
Wow. Awesome. Oh, Tandem is awesome. Tamara could tell us more about it. Okay, now I'm curious. I'll have to go and download one more app.
There was
How
a website, now I can't remember, but that was kind of the same thing that Arthur was explaining about Tandem. And so all my exercises were going to Ben, and Ben's exercise, he was trying to learn Portuguese. It was coming to me. That's how I actually met my husband.
cool.
So yeah, that was where we started.
Tandem. So
It was something
single
like
people.
that. I don't remember.
Can also be a dating app if you really try it.
Why not, right?
Sounds like
Hot.
10.
Tinder.
Can you hear me
Okay.
now?
Guys, awesome. It was really nice. There's so much more we could talk about, yeah, but I'm sure we are going to get together other days again. Yeah, I hope you all had fun. Duolingo. I started, but oh, I confess, I don't have much of a routine. I learn just by having fun. And if I Arthur too, man, if I know that if I had like more time, but okay, yeah, you choose the speed you want. Well,
That
next
goes back to
Friday,
the routine that we were talking about.
Mhm. And it depends, yeah. Actually, a routine, you need to have really clear the purpose and why you are doing that. And establishing a limit of time, the deadline, well, okay. But it doesn't matter. The way you feel like doing things, and what is important is to keep going, yeah. If you keep practicing, then you're gonna get there.
Agree.
Yes. Okay. Well, it was really nice to have you guys here. Really nice. And hope to talk to you soon. And next week we can join again. Okay.
It's good. I'll be there.
Thank
Uh-huh.
you. Thank
It
you
was
so
great.
much.
Yeah, if I'm not working, I'll be here.
Right. Thank you all, guys. Keep practicing. I love receiving like suggestions. I'm not really into technology, but I decided this is the year I'm gonna change that. Oh, I don't believe myself sometimes, but okay. Yeah. Make believe. You just pretend, and then at a certain moment, it's gonna be if it was right, but yeah, just like and then if it works, you know that you got the message across. Well, good night.
Thank you, guys.
Sweet
Thank
dreams.
you.
Thank you, Mari.
You're welcome.
Take
Take
care.
care, guys. See you guys on next Friday.
See you next
Thank you.
Friday.
See you guys.
Bye.
Auf
Bye-bye.
Sweet
Wiedersehen.
dreams in
Auf
English. Come on.
Wiedersehen,
Oh.
yeah. Sweet dreams in English.
By the way, we should have one in German, yeah?
Oh my God, yeah. I mean,
With
I'll skip that one.
translation
oh, come
into
on.
Yeah, me
English.
too.
What do
not
you
down
think?
for that.
Oh my God, yeah.
Can I speak English really mad just to sound like I can
That's kind of,
participate?
yeah, I mean, a lot of words you can kind of just get away with it, you know. It's fair. It's fair.
When my friends were
To
here,
you.
that German guy with his wife, and we asked him, "Oh, how to say I love you in German?" And then he said, and it's like, okay, are you sure you're saying I love you?
Sure.
I hosted a German girl some years ago,
Oh, sorry.
like
We're
7 years
almost
ago.
out of time. Just in case you get
Okay,
cut.
it's
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
And I thought she would get here and would speak English with a German accent. And actually, she lived in America for a year or a little bit more, so she really sounded like an American girl.